Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Casey Stanley.
And I'm Joey Quell.
And on today's edition of HHS In Depth, Mrs. Patterson's letter writing campaign for soldiers, The Big Thank You, is back for another year. And I bring you a story about how HHS students can get involved.
The Spartan Alliance band season is in full swing, and reporter Madison McConaughey brings us a story about how they are preparing for another run towards the state championship.
And Austin Render is back with an all-new sports corner, this week focusing on the boys cross-country team.
All of that and more on HHS In Depth for Friday, October 9th.
Hey Joey, did you see Mr. Schenkel just posted who's anchoring this week on Canvas?
Oh really? Let's see who it is.
Who's that anchor?
Who do you think it is?
It looks just like me. I mean, if you just kind of like tilt your head a little bit. Look, do you see it?
Yeah, it kind of does!
It's Casey!
Even better, it's me! Let's see what the next one is.
Who's that anchor?
Are you kidding me? Elise gets to anchor 2 weeks in a row?
I don't know, that looks a bit more like Sahar to me.
It's Joey!
Oh my god, we get to anchor together!
We begin today's show with a story about the Homestead Spartan Alliance band. The band has started the beginning stages of qualifying for another state championship performance, which they have done for 28 consecutive years. Here's reporter Madison McConaughey with their story.
Each year, the Homestead Marching Band creates an award-winning show, but this year their show is remarkably different from the previous ones.
So this year we're doing Poesis, and it's called The Act of Creation. And essentially, in the past years, we've been trying to present a story and have a storyline, but this year we're just trying to have an idea and have the whole idea of creation. And on the field we have poles that create different objects and figures, and we're just trying to do something that's different than any other marching band before.
It's really difficult, this show, which really sets it apart from last year. We're doing 7/8 time, drag steps, and we're doing crazy amount of choreography. The music is hard.
It stands out because it's not really based on a story. It's based on this idea of like creating things and like creation. And so I think that's something that hasn't really been done before.
The ISMA preliminaries are tomorrow, which mark the start of the band's quest for state, where they placed third last year.
You know, there is kind of some pressure coming back, like, oh, okay, you know, we got this place last year, we want to always try to improve. But overall, I think we're just going to get out there and do what we do best, which is march and play and stuff. And making it to state is always a goal, and we always want to try to succeed as far as we can.
The feeling of going to state and to nationals, it's a huge feeling, because you would think that it's just a marching band competition and like not a lot of people are going to show up. And then you go and you see the crowd and you're instantly just taken away by the crowd and about all the people who really care and really love to see a group this big perform.
The band will also be attending BOA, Bands of America, where they placed 8th last year.
Last year was our first year at BOA, so it's been a big adjustment for us. BOA is a lot different. There are like hundreds of bands from all over the nation instead of just the bands that we are used to from Indiana. It's been a really cool experience because we get to see all these interesting things from like Florida and Oklahoma and Texas, and like there was even some bands from Hawaii. So it's just been really interesting.
Last year was our first year to go back to BOA after like 20 years, and we did pretty well, but I think we all wanted to do better, and I think that drive will help us do better at state and BOA.
The band is at home tomorrow to participate in the prelims for ISMA. We want to wish the band luck as they gear up for another run at state. For HHS In Depth, I'm Madison McConaughey.
Attention seniors, do not forget that next Wednesday, October 14th, is an opportunity for you to visit a college campus or job shadow a career of interest. But today is the deadline to notify the attendance office. Your parent may call the 24-hour attendance line or sign and submit the bottom of the form you received in advisory a few weeks ago. If you have many questions, feel free to stop by the attendance office at any time.
Are you taking the SAT or ACT soon and want to increase your score? The SAT-ACT prep class will begin a new session on Tuesday, October 20th for math and Wednesday, October 21st for verbal. Classes run for 6 weeks from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. You can sign up for one or both sessions. You will receive the College Board SAT book with your registration. Sign-up forms can be found in Student Services with Mr. Staley in room 517 or on the school's website.
Attention all students in Ivy Tech dual credit classes. Check your Canvas graduating class group for information about the dual credit entrance exam. This test is for those who do not have the PSAT, SAT, or ACT scores posted on Canvas that qualify you for the dual credit. Follow the directions in Canvas to sign up for this exam. Testing begins next week.
It's that time of year again. Mrs. Patterson is asking the school to participate in the Big Thank You Project, the letter writing campaign thanking our United States military members, and I bring you a story of how this project works and how to get involved.
An annual letter writing campaign for Americans to show their appreciation to military members is upon us. English teacher Mrs. Patterson is once again taking on the role of getting Homestead students involved in this project called the Big Thank You.
The Big Thank You is a program that's put on by The Burt Show, which can be heard locally on Hot 107.9, and they are asking for thank you letters to all the troops who have to be overseas over the Thanksgiving and holiday season.
Spearheading the project once again this school year, Mrs. Patterson expressed how much this annual campaign means to her.
The Big Thank You is important to me because it's a few minutes of our time expressing our thanks and our interest in what other people are doing overseas to keep us safe. And it's just a few minutes of time, and it can have a big impact on the servicemen and women's lives.
The Big Thank You campaign, which began in 2007, is a way to connect American citizens to those fighting for our freedom.
The soldiers have responded to a couple of different students and teachers in the past, and that's always really exciting to hear that there's some communications on both sides between the soldiers and the students.
Mrs. Patterson wants students to know how a few minutes of your time can make a world of difference to those serving our country.
I think it's also just really good. It's really important for us to think outside of our neighborhood and Fort Wayne, Indiana, and think of the people who cannot be home with their families and are working hard to make sure that we do enjoy a safe world to live in.
For students who don't realize the impact they have on a soldier serving overseas, here's a video recently released about the impact the Big Thank You has on them.
These letters are really important to us. It brings up the morale of me and my soldiers, and it really gets us by in the day.
While we're over there and away from our families, it lets us know that somebody's out there thinking and praying for us while we're fighting the bad guys.
Any student can participate in the Big Thank You letter writing campaign and be on the lookout in advisory or other classes on who and where to turn your letter into. If you have any questions or want to know more about the campaign, please contact Mrs. Patterson. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Casey Stanley.
Juniors and seniors, the following colleges will be visiting Homestead. If you would like to attend one of these meetings, please sign up in Student Services at least one day prior to the visit. Monday, October 12th, Bowling Green University, the University of Dayton, Calvin College, St. Mary's College, and the University of Alabama.
Students, a limited amount of gold student section t-shirts are for sale at lunch this week. This is the last order of the school year, so if you have not gotten your shirt, be sure to get one today. Also, there are still a few students who have not picked up their pre-order from registration day. You can pick yours up too. These shirts are $10 and available at the concession stand outside of the cafeteria today at lunch.
There is a mandatory Model UN meeting for all members today after school. This is the only meeting this week and is also the last day to turn in your forms and dues.
Next week, Homestead will be participating in a Great Central Shakeout, a safety procedure drill detailing what to do during an earthquake. For more information about that, here is reporter Nathan Vasquez.
On average, 10,000 people die from earthquakes every year. Scientists have said that there is a 25 to 40% chance of a 6.0 magnitude earthquake to hit Indiana in the next 50 years. On Wednesday, October 14th, at the beginning of 7th period, Homestead will be participating in a worldwide drill known as the Great Shakeout. Remember to drop to the ground. Cover your head and neck with your arms and seek shelter under a sturdy desk or table. Hold on to your shelter and be prepared to move with it until the shaking stops. Once it is presumed safe, exit the building in an orderly manner. You may not think it can happen. It can, it did, and it will happen again. For more information, please visit www.shakeout.org.
Are you interested in learning more about the history of modern music? Do you want to talk about your favorite bands? Then go join Audio Aficionados every Monday at 2:45 in room 600B. Next week, they'll be listening to the album Marquee Moon by Television.
The Women in Business Club is a new club at Homestead and focuses on highlighting successful women in the community and learning their stories of hardships and success. Barb Baker, who was named a top 50 most successful women and co-founder of Vera Bradley, will be telling her story at the first big event on Tuesday, October 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. in the community room. Help them spread the word and come out to hear Barb speak, as well as to enjoy some tasteful desserts.
Are you looking to work on your fitness goals or wanting to live a healthier lifestyle? If so, join the fitness club in Miss Roberts' room 924 after school starting Thursday, October 22nd. They will be talking about nutrition and doing a range of activities from endurance training to running. Before you join, you will need to fill out a physical and concussion form available on the high school website under athletics.
And now here is Chris Taroshi with an all-new episode of the Tech Talk, this week discussing the recent Google Chrome issues students have been dealing with.
Hello Homestead, my name is Chris Taroshi, and for this week's Tech Talk we're going to be talking about Google Chrome and some of the issues you've been having at home. So the main issue is that Google cannot be signed in at home because it messes up the web filter the school uses. We have to make sure that Google Chrome is not signed in. Now what we mean by that is having your name at the top right corner of the screen. To fix this issue, you're going to have to go to the settings menu in Google Chrome where you see your name, hover over it, and hit the X to remove yourself from Google Chrome. Now before you do this, make sure you have your bookmarks somewhere because this will clear them out. And then once you've signed out, go to google.com and sign in on the web page and then bookmark that page in the future. Now, one other thing is we also want you to clear all your history from the beginning of time so nothing interferes with this change. So the school says that should fix some of the issues you've been having with Google at home, and that should help on the next Flex Day because we did hear of a lot of issues during the school day with Google. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy to do if you follow the steps in the video. It looks like we're done here. My name is Chris Taroshi, and I will see you guys next time.
Attention girls that are interested in trying out for the Homestead gymnastics team. Conditioning for tryouts begins Thursday, October 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. You will meet in the 9th grade academy gym. Dates and times of the optional conditioning will be given out at the first meeting.
Wrestling open mats will now be held on multiple evenings. In addition to Thursday practice, the team will now have open mats on Monday evening at 5:30 and Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m., beginning Monday, October 12th. Also, the team will be hosting a preseason informational meeting on Friday, October 16th at 3:30 p.m. in the wrestling room for anyone who is interested in wrestling for the upcoming season.
The couch potato is back and you can win the best seats at tonight's game. Enjoy pizza, drinks, and unlimited popcorn for you and a friend. All proceeds go to Make-A-Wish Foundation. $1 raffle tickets are being sold at all lunches today and again this evening at the football game.
And now it's time for another episode of the Sports Corner with Austin Render. This week, Austin catches up with the boys cross-country team who are gearing up for the postseason tournament.
What's up, Homestead? I'm Austin Render, and it's time for another edition of the Sports Corner. This week on the Sports Corner, I had a chance to visit the boys cross-country team to see how they are preparing for the postseason. The Homestead boys cross-country team has just wrapped up their regular season, and Homestead has shown great improvement this year.
We've done a great job throughout the season. We came out better than we were last year, and that was something that we really focused on at the end of last season. Is we knew we were coming back with some firepower and being able to run some good races.
Oh, we've done pretty good. We've competed a lot of big meets trying to get ready for the postseason, so that way we're just ready to get out hard, and finish hard.
Yeah, our cross-country team got off to a good start at our first meet of the season, and we really ran well, and we showed some teams around the area what we're capable of doing at that meet. Going to the postseason, we've got a lot of good guys who are going to help us to contribute to make it out sectionals and regionals.
Senior Braden Law has continued his incredible tenure here at Homestead with another record-breaking year.
Oh, it's been crazy awesome. I like to watch him run because he's out there setting school records and out there really competing with the top dogs, and it's just awesome.
Experience is key. Coming in here pretty young is pretty tough. You don't know what to expect, but coming through here for 4 years, it's been great, and it's all about experience.
He's been our #1 guy since he came in as a freshman, and a solid #1 We count on him pretty much every meet we go to get the low stick, which is, the #1 spot.
And Coach Wilson agrees with the girls' team that cross country is very much so a team sport.
It really relies on how everybody does as a team. If your pack, like our pack this year, if they're not up there in races, we're not going to win. And the pack especially really relies on one another.
And the team sees that the postseason is near and knows what they have to do to get the job done.
The main thing that I need to focus on is just staying mentally focused going to the races, just keeping a positive mindset.
Keeping that confidence up, keeping things positive in practice. Maybe things haven't turned out exactly the way they want, but just knowing we've done the right things through the season and we will be ready to go come postseason.
The team also had a team word this year. See if you can figure out what it is.
It's been pretty crisp this season. I think we're going to step up the workouts a little bit. They're going to be nice and crisp. I think we should be there for the postseason. It's going to be nice and crisp.
Good luck to the boys as well as the girls cross-country teams as they head to Northrop for sectionals this Saturday. A reminder that the football team is at home tonight as they take on Lures. The theme for the student section tonight is a pink out, so make sure you wear something pink and get out there and support your Spartans. That'll wrap up another edition of the Sports Corner. I'm Austin Render.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Casey Stanley.
And I'm Joey Quell. Thank you for watching today.
And now here is this week's Picture of the Week. Remember, we now have 2 Pictures of the Week each show, which means you have a better chance to have your photo picked.
Congratulations to Josh Wendt for winning this week's Picture of the Week.
To submit your photo for Picture of the Week, just email a high-resolution photo with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to Homestead's radio station, The Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and just a reminder that we will not have a show next week.
Don't you see what I'm saying, baby? I was crying over nothing. Made a few good friends and lost a couple dozen.